AUX is intense.
That is unbelievable. Got it.
Fast.
Double play.
Explosive.
That ball was absolutely crushed.
Have to be ready for anything.
One pitch, one swing, and the game has changed.
We have all your favorite players.
All the big home runs.
That's a laser.
Highlight reel catches.
Oh my goodness.
But there can only be one winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
Let's do it, everybody. Okay, we're starting the work week off in style. Monday Night Softball from Wichita, Kansas. The ticket to have gets you into Wilkins Stadium for AU Pro Softball, AUX, and well, we're gonna have two for the price of one. Our first game, Team Alo, gonna take on Team Clark. With Athletes Unlimited, it's all about the numbers. It's what you can put up and get on that leaderboard and stay there. And look at those heavy hitters we have in our top five. Jocelyn Alo, her first go-around with Athletes Unlimited, she's figured it out. She's currently the top dog. The other captain in our first game, Mackenzie Clark, you see her in the 5-hole. Glad to have you along for the ride, folks. This is going to be a special evening for you at home and for me personally. With one of my favorites, former Olympic gold medalist Natasha Watley. I am Eric Collins. Natasha, great to have you here. You've been in the softball world for 25 plus years, but you've never been involved with Athletes Unlimited until right now.
Yeah, my first time seeing it live, and I've been watching it from afar, and I am highly impressed. The talent is so deep, and the games, I mean, I think what I'm mostly surprised about is that every game has been tightly contested. There's a lot of hitters, there's a lot of pitching, but every game has been close.
And the stars have been shining. We didn't know what we were going to get out of Jocelyn Alo. Of course, she was just so tremendous as a college player. That has translated here to Athletes Unlimited.
Yeah, she has been so fun to watch. I mean, she has been highly anticipated seeing her in an AU uniform, but super comfy in the box. And man, she can go with the pitch. She can turn on the pitch. Just so dynamic. And it seems like she is so unfazed in the batter's box.
Well, with Athletes Unlimited, not only does she have to be great as a hitter, she's got to be great as a thinker. She is the captain of her team. She's making all the decisions for this series games, and she has to come up with a lineup card. This is Jocelyn Alo's lineup card for a Monday evening game against Team Clark. Haley McClenny leads things off, followed by Megan Wiggins. Jocelyn puts herself in the 3-hole, protected by Tori Vidalis. The powerful Jordan Roberts behind the plate with Bailey Klingler, Filler, West, and McKinney rounding out the 9. Sydney McKinney has been terrific here, playing in front of friendly faces. She was a college player on this field at Wichita State. Well, the starting pitcher for Team Clark is going to be the veteran out of Florida, Alicia Ocasio.
And Ocasio, I mean, man, does she keep hitters off balance. I mean, she keeps the ball down. She's got that off-speed drop, but not only is she changing speeds, but it's the spin and it's the break that she has that keeps her just at the top of her game, and it makes her so effective in the circle.
You know, maybe one of the reasons why Mackenzie Clark tabbed Ocasio as her starting pitcher today. Ocasio over the years has been able to keep the ball down, and that's going to be a necessity today. The wind is blowing out. It is a hot, windy evening here in Wichita, Kansas. Here's Haley McClenny, longtime AU stalwart. McClenny hitting .222, had a couple of hits in the game yesterday for Team Alo. It slaps it foul. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and yesterday she had great success hitting in 2-0 counts, hitters count. So you see her being aggressive, but as a leadoff hitter, take pitches, hitters counts, be aggressive, get that momentum for your team.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Natasha, as a leadoff hitter, you were for many, many years, every level you played. Did you always take the first pitch to begin a ball game?
I did, and not proud of it. If I knew a pitcher, I would definitely be aggressive, but it was just kind of this thing. I was just trying to challenge pitchers because I knew that they would scout me and know that I would take first pitches. So you'd be surprised that they knew that I would take that pitch and I would get ahead sometimes.
3 balls and 2 strikes. McClenny's seen a whole bunch from Ocasio. Hits this one softly. And stepping out in the outfield grass and making the play is Aubrey Leach. 1 down, but you could say McClenny did her job, saw a bunch of pitches and allowed the dugout to get a good read on Ocasio.
Yeah, and just McClenny, just such a hard out. I mean, she is aggressive, like I said, in hitters counts. She's very disciplined, can take pitches, and that pitch gets in on her hands a little bit.
Next in line, the veteran, Megan Wiggins. Megan's takes called strike one. Wiggins had her first hit of this AUX season yesterday. She has been involved of every year of Athletes Unlimited Softball dating back to 2020. One of the many women who established this league is what it is right now.
Yeah, and I just think about the pro level, and then I think about Wiggins. It's a prime example why we need the opportunity for these athletes to extend their careers. And I think about Wiggins, you know, I was a veteran when she first came on the scene, and just how she's grown as an athlete. I mean, she already had the skills, she could already hit, but I think just the maturity of just managing failure, managing the game, managing expectations. She's the vet out there and setting the example for these rookies.
Called strike 1 and 2 to Wiggins. Well, Wiggins, like you, played professionally over in Japan for many years. When you see her, do you greet her in Japanese or English?
I actually do call her by her Japanese nickname, which is Wiggy-chan. That's what they called her in Japan, and so whenever I see her, I'm always like, Wiggy-chan, you know? So she knows what I'm talking about.
Did you have a nickname when you were in Japan for those 12 years?
Tasha-chan. So Chan is kind of like cute and an endearing name.
Okay, wind's going to be a factor all evening long, and making the running catch is Morgan DeBoard. Folks, you're going to earn your meal money if you're playing the outfield today. That is a howling wind, and you can see DeBoard just thrilled that she was able to make that play.
It's almost like an obstacle course out there with the wind, and you can see that the flags are blowing out, and so as an outfielder, you want to keep that in mind and err on taking your drop steps going back.
Ocasio needs to keep it down low. Oh, goodness. Jocelyn Alo is the batter. Enormous power from Alo. No one did it better as a college player at Oklahoma, and it's translated here to Athletes Unlimited. She's got 3 homers in 15 at-bats in AUX play. On the ground softly, Billy Andrews throws out Alo, and a great job by Ocasio to manage this first inning. Team Alo goes down in order. When we come back, Team Clark heading to the bat rack. Team Alo, they go down 1-2-3. Alicia Ocasio got a ground ball and a couple pop-ups for her 3 outs. And now Team Clark will come to the plate. And Billy Andrews, wow, first-year player from Nebraska. She has really started her AUX career in style. She had a game-tying home run in the 7th inning for Team Clark. Ended up winning the game over Team Edwards. She has been really good. Already 2 homers in her first 4 games as a pro. Let's take a look at the lineup card for Mackenzie Clark. You got Aubrey Leach in the leadoff spot. Kayla Kowalik is the number 2 hitter. Jessie Warren, we highlight her because she is coming on like gangbusters. Had a couple more hits yesterday. One of the most well-rounded professionals in the game today. Taylor, Fisher, Harding, Ocasio will hit for herself. Clark and Andrews picking up the rear. That is Mackenzie Clark we're looking at in the dugout. She's the captain. She could put herself wherever she wants in the lineup. And for the 2nd consecutive day, she puts herself in the 8-hole. All right, Maddie Penta is the starting pitcher for Team Alo. Her first pitch, ball 1 to Aubrey Leach.
Yeah, and Penta, I mean, just a great job of mixing speed. She throws absolute heat, and she throws in the upper 60s and has that rise. But her changeup, I mean, when you see her changeup, it completely fools hitters.
Softly to third. Klingler's throw is wide. Leach is safe at first. She'll try for 2, and she makes it safely. So an opportunity here in this first inning for Team Clark. Leach just put it in play and made the defense make a play they couldn't make.
Yeah, and leadoff 101, just put pressure on defense. And Aubrey Leach just using her speed to her advantage and putting some pressure on Bailey Klingler. And Klingler knows that she has to get rid of that ball and airmails that.
Well, we keep track of everything in Athletes Unlimited softball play because everything counts. That is officially scored as an error, so it's not a base hit for Leach, who would have liked it to be a base hit because that's a +10, which would have been nice for her. Instead, she's on at second. If she comes around to score, it will be an inning win for everyone on Team Clark, which would be a +10 for everyone on their team. Little touch and go, and Klingler has to put it in her back pocket. And heading over to second base is Kowalik, and she'll make it without a throw. Klingler didn't want to put the throw to second base and run the risk of Leach coming down the third base line.
Yeah, and you know I love this 1-2 matchup of Leach and Kowalik. I mean, just the speed game, the ability to put the ball in play and put pressure on defense. And you can see this bunt. I mean, she just makes sure she gets that bunt down, and it doesn't really matter how hard she hits it. She catches Bailey sleeping on the third baseline.
So that scored a single for Kowalik. She moves to second, and you got Leach on at third. Still nobody out, and the dangerous Jessie Warren is the batter. Warren beginning the day 12th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. 5 hits and 15 at-bats. She's got a homer and 5 runs batted in. Hard foul. Well, this first inning kind of reminds me of classic Team USA softball 10 years ago with Natasha Watley and Caitlin Lowe just touching the ball and running with your hair on fire down the first base line and see if the defense can make a play.
Those were the good old days. No, but that's why I love that Leach and Kowalik 1-2 combo.
Slap down the right field line, base hit, 1 run will score. Kowalik has to put on the brakes, and now Warren will take an extra base. So it's a 1-0 lead for Team Clark. It's an inning win for everyone on Team Clark, a +10 for everyone in that dugout, and the rally continues.
And you got to appreciate a little go with right side, not trying to do too much. You can see Jessie Warren, she's all the way in the back of the box, letting that ball travel. She goes right side and picks up an RBI in the day.
So we were talking about the wind and how it's howling out to left field. This rally has been 2 softly hit balls down the third base line that went probably a combined 60 feet, and an opposite field half liner off the bat of Jessie Warren.
And that's exactly what you want. It's just that run production. When you get that traffic on base, if you can get that timely hitting, and it doesn't take too much. And I love Jessie Warren's approach of just let's get this to the right side of the field.
Okay, here's another veteran. Nadia Taylor is the batter. The veteran from Texas. Nadia beginning the day 25th on the leaderboard. Excuse me, swing, chopped foul, 1-1. We've had a whole bunch of home runs hit so far through the first week and a half of AUX play, but none by Nadia Taylor. It's not going to last. Out in front of an off-speed pitch, 1-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. Oh my goodness, Penta didn't mean to do that. That's 8 points the hard way for Nadia Taylor. Hit with a pitch, she'll go down to first base, and the bases will be loaded. And Tasha, there is still nobody out.
Yeah, and that's not what you want if you're Penta, especially if you've got her with 2 strikes and you absolutely want to go right at and lets that one loose.
Well, we have an opportunity to talk to Jordan Rudd-Lee. We're going to have a chair chat with the catcher. Jordan Rudd-Lee is hanging out, and it is hot. We're going to see what the atmosphere is like. Hey, Jordan, how you doing? Temperature-wise, what's it like on the field?
You know, it's a little hot, but the wind's making it a little bit better. But the wind is moving a lot. I can see that for sure.
Jordan, how's the experience been since you've been in your AU uniform? How's it been going?
I honestly love it. I feel like my experience has been unique, and I've really enjoyed getting to know everyone, honestly. It's been great.
We've got a sacrifice fly off the bat of Sam Fisher that will play another run. And moving into scoring position, Warren at third, followed by Taylor, the pinch runner, on at second. We'll check in later. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Jordan Rundley. So that's the first out, Natasha, of our first inning. And it scores a run, sacrifice fly to the center fielder, McClenny. And it's a 2-0 lead for Team Clark. Here's the first-year player, Kaylee Harding. A month ago, she was playing college ball for Lonnie Alameda at Florida State.
And Kaylee Harding, just one of those tough outs in college, professional hitters from the day she walked on campus. I just always have loved her approach and how she approaches her at bats. Sad to see her leave college, but glad that we get to see her extend her career here.
I think everyone at Florida State knew her by the number that she wore. She wore number 8. Everyone called her Ocho. That was her nickname. It's not going to be Ocho here with Athletes Unlimited. That number's been worn by Alicia Ocasio since the 2020 season. So she's wearing 83 instead. Chased the pitch down in the dirt. She'll have to be thrown out. And there are now 2 outs. Runner still on at second and third.
And Penta going to that changeup on the outer half and gets Harding leaning out in front. And that just falls off the table. Picks up the second out.
So 2 down. Penta trying to get back into that first base dugout. Here's the other pitcher, starting pitcher for Team Clark, Alicia Ocasio. She can help herself out here. Over the last decade, one of the best two-way players in the world. Interesting. 2 outs, thinking about just touching it and bringing that runner in from third.
I love it. Read the deed. You know, and if you're paying attention to the first 2 hitters, Bailey Klingler had a tough time fielding those plays, and so use that to your advantage.
Penta's bringing it. 2 balls and a strike. Penta played collegiately at Auburn. Just finished up this past spring. 2023 SEC Pitcher of the Year. If you're a Pitcher of the Year in the SEC, you're doing something. That's some high-level competition. "3-1", popped in the air. 3-2. Leach and Kowalik have already scored. 2 runners in scoring position. 3-2 pitch, lifted foul and out of play. Now these are the best athletes in the world, but it's a hot day. Alicia Ocasio is the pitcher, and instead of getting a break in the dugout, getting some shade, she's out there seeing a whole bunch of pitches now, the bat in her hands. Got her. Penta strikes out Harding and then Ocasio to limit the damage. But 2-run score. It's an inning win for Team Clark. 2-0. We come back for the second. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by Koch Industries. Those are shots from yesterday, a doubleheader. That was the first day of Series 2. You always play 3 days in each series. In total, you play 3 series in AUX play. We'll decide the best player. Most points on the leaderboard is your champion. So far, so good for Team Clark on a Monday night. But plenty of time for Jocelyn Alo's bunch to come back. All right, the cleanup hitter for Team Alo, Tori Vidalis will bat. It'll be Vidalis, Jordan Roberts, and Bailey Klingler against Alicia Ocasio. First ball swinging. Tori better try someone else. Ocasio, one of the best defenders in the pitcher spot. 1 down. Let's check in with Savannah Collins, who's standing by, third member of our crew. Savannah, what's going on?
So on draft day, I got a sneak peek of Mackenzie Clark's notebook where she takes all her notes about her at-bats and drafting her first team. And it was a star by Peyton Gottschall and a star by Kayla Kowalik. Had to have picks for her. And I asked her about Kowalik. She said she is a dog, and I've got to know her too a little bit over the last couple weeks. And she became a catcher because of her twin sister, Gabby. So Gabby became a pitcher around 8, 9 years old. And naturally, she became her other half on the field. So throughout their whole careers, they've been paired. Kayla going to Kentucky, Gabby going to St. Louis. And prepping for this season, she had the perfect front toss partner, her twin sister, to help her get prepared for this AUX season.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Savannah. Seems like that story is actually more common than not. I'm just thinking right here, Taylor Edwards and Tatum Edwards,
right.
Twins who for years were paired pitcher and catcher.
Yeah, it definitely helps. You know, I was an only child, so I think my dad would have appreciated me having a sister or a sibling to play catch and not bug him. But definitely, I mean, that's how a lot of these athletes get started, is an older sister or a younger sister, and you've got your built-in workout partner. I love it.
2 outs, bases clear. Here's Bailey Klingler. Ocasio has faced 5 batters and retired them all. Ball's only left the infield once. That's what you want on a windy day. Softly hit, that's off the front leg of Klingler. And we'll do it again. Ball and 2 strikes. Klingler played collegiately at Texas A&M and then finished off at Washington. Just outside of Houston is your hometown, Dickinson. For those of you college football fans, it's the same high school that produced Andre Ware, who won a Heisman Trophy late 80s. Longtime microphone holder, Andre Ware. To center field. Drifting back, Clark makes the play, and the side is retired. Ocasio has now retired 6 in a row.
Diving catch out there, Mackenzie Clark. Welcome to the pros and a double play to top it off.
To strip away a hit, a base hit, especially like an important moment of the game. I mean, just a complete energy shifter. I mean, you can't ask for anything better in that moment. And just, I love celebrating with our pitchers after the fact and just cracking it up with them. But honestly, there's nothing better.
Interesting concept. Mackenzie Clark, the captain of Team Clark. We saw how special he was defensively in Series 1, talking about how defense can be a momentum changer in the game of fast pitch. She can go get him, no doubt about that. Clark will lead things off. She'll be batting against Maddie Penta. It'll be Clark and then Billy Andrews, and then top of the order, Aubrey Leach. Just 1 run scored, and it would be another inning win for Team Clark. Clark just finished up her college experience at Clemson. She's been offered a contract and signed it. She'll be playing in the championship season in Chicago later this summer. But maybe you can speak to this. She's one of the youngest players here, playing against some of the best players in the world and trying not to be intimidated and be successful against players sometimes 10 years older than her.
Yeah, and I mean, just listening to her talk, I mean, just her approach, just having fun and just taking advantage of the opportunity and not making it too big. And I think that she's done that. Like, she's fun to watch and she's got a lot of energy, and that's exactly what you have to do. I mean, she can play here. She knows what she knows the game. She knows what she's doing, and it's just a matter of being you.
Clark began the day 5th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Pretty impressive. See that C on her right shoulder. Only 3 players every series get a chance to wear that. Oh, that got her. Got her on the hand. 2-2 pitch gets away from Penta. That's the 2nd time that a Team Clark batter has been hit with a pitch in our first 2 innings.
And Penta goes with that rise on the inner half and just that late break. And you can see Clark going to turn into it and just really has nowhere to go, and that runs up into her.
I thought it was the hand, but it actually looked to be the forearm. Well, wearing a microphone playing shortstop right now is the shortstop for Team Alo, Sydney McKinney. Hey, Sydney, what's going on?
Hey, guys. I'm just trying to turn a double play right now, so let's see if it happens. But, yeah, I'm just ready to get back in and start scoring.
I heard that. Walk us through your pre-pitch approach. What are you thinking here?
Pre-pitch approach. I do a little stretchy stretch. I've been trying to have late approach to every at-bat just because I know that I can foul everything hard off, but I don't want to be early to set myself up for the off speed. So late approach has been what I've been sticking to so far.
There's got to be some travel ball coach or maybe your high school coach who taught you well, because I'm noticing after every single pitch, you are backing up the throw from the catcher to the pitcher. Do you do that for 7 innings?
I do that, yes. I grew up playing with my older sister, Madison. She's also a pitcher. Here we go. No! Yeah, if she missed the ball and the runner advances, she'd have me for it, so I'm always trying to back up the pitchers just to make sure I got their bag.
I love that. Common thread of the day, playing with your sisters. I love that.
With you!
And somebody like Andrews, defensively, where do you like to set up? What are you thinking defensively?
I play pretty deep grass line for Andrews. I know something slow, I can get her out at first. Something hard, though, I obviously want to go to get the double play. Yeah, Penta!
Another foul ball straight back. You know this field literally better than anyone, maybe in the world. You played here for 5 years as a college player at Wichita State. Tell me about that infield. Do you need to garden it much, or is it just always true?
Sometimes it gets a little hard. The field crew, Brad, has been doing a great job at it. So hot days, it's hard to keep up with, but they've been doing great. Yes!
Swing and a miss. Andrews is out number 1, but the ball gets away from the catcher Roberts long enough for Clark to take an extra base. So Clark is now in scoring position with 1 out. We go back to the top of the order, and Aubrey Leach.
Yeah.
Has there been anybody, Sydney, that's here at AUX that you have loved to get to know?
Ooh. Sorry, I gotta make sure.
I know. Are you focusing on the game or you know? I just want to chat with you. What's going on?
I love to play with everyone. I've really connected with Filler. We've been on the same team, and she's great to catch up with in the middle.
Down to left field. Will they try and score? Here comes Clark. She'll make it with a slide. It's an RBI single for Aubrey Leach, and the lead is now 3-0 for Team Clark. Wow, what a wonderful bit of hitting right there for Leach.
Yeah, I mean, just the bat control that she possesses through the box. She's so controlled. She does such a beautiful job of just having that bat lag and just getting the contact and not doing too much, letting Penta supply the force.
So the first 2 innings have been won by Team Clark. They scored twice in the first inning, and they score once here in the second, looking to get more. There's still just 1 out. Leach is on to first base. She likes to run. Wouldn't be surprised if she's off early in this count.
Batting for Team Clark, the catcher from Kentucky, 98,
Kayla Kowalik is the batter. Singled and scored her first time up. Little number foul. Sydney, since we still have you, just curious, this game has come so far over the years. Was there any middle infielder or shortstop that you really emulated or thought was someone who you'd like to be growing up?
Yeah, it's growing up. I watched Bianca Bell a lot. She was definitely one of my idols. See you. And I actually was out recruiting this past summer and got to recruit beside her, so that was kind of a fangirl moment. I was excited to do that. Yeah, Maddie.
So right now, Sydney, with Kowalik up, and you've got Leach at first, what kind of shift do you and Filler have on, or what kind of communication are you guys doing for base coverage?
I'm in a little bit. I think we're all in, just expecting something soft, but they're both quick, so whichever direction our bodies is going, we kind of got to go with that route.
Into center field, McClenny got a great jump and spears it for out number 2.
With you!
Well, Sydney, thank you for letting us pick your brain. We're just going to chill right here. We're going to listen into your communication with everyone else on defense, okay?
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you. Something hard up the middle. I might go 2. Yes.
Jesse Warren singled, driving in the game's first run last inning. Ball gets down through the legs of the catcher Roberts, and that will allow Leach to go second.
Yeah, Pinta.
I think that's going to be scored a steal. The ball got away, but Leach is already on her way down to second. And Leach is hoping that it's considered to be a steal by our official score, because that's a +10 for her. Leach has been one of those players over the years who totally understands how this game is played, both winning and also winning for yourself, which is what AUX is about.
Absolutely, and taking that stolen base and being aggressive. But what's impressive was her jump. I mean, just really getting a good jump and knowing she's got some good arms behind the plate and just utilizing her speed.
Oh, Jesse got hit again. Second consecutive day that Jesse Warren has been hit with a pitch. So she's got 16 points worth of bruises on her body over the last 24 hours.
And Warren is getting banged up today. And
oh, right at the kneecap.
That's right at her knee. That's not where you want to get hit.
Hit by pitch is a +8. Jesse was a +10 her first at bat with her single. And because of the first inning win and the second inning win, Jesse Warren now has 10, 10, 10, and 8. She's got 38 points. We'd only played about 25 minutes. It's a good day. Here's Nadia Taylor. Nadia Taylor and my partner Natasha Watley have something in common. Natasha Watley is an Olympic gold medalist. Nadia Taylor is named for an Olympic gold medalist. She was named for Nadia Comaneci, who was the great Romanian gymnast back in 1976. Talked to her parents many times over the years, and they were just big time into Nadia Comaneci. Look at Aubrey Leach. She got another 10 points because the defense wasn't paying attention as she moved over to third.
I mean,
the delayed steal is awesome.
Amazing. I love it. I'm over here just grinning ear to ear and just loving her aggressiveness on the base paths.
If you're going to play at Athletes Unlimited and you're not going to hit home runs, you got to play like Aubrey Leach. Steal second, steal third.
Yeah, I love the approach, and nobody's even looking at her.
Ball and 2 strikes to Taylor. And now Warren's on her way down to second. 10 points for Jesse Warren. So I came to the ballpark today. I noticed the flags going out to left field. I thought this was going to be a slugfest, but instead it's been jackrabbits on the base path.
Yeah, just some run production and aggressive.
Taylor, shallow center field. McClenny makes the play, and the side is retired. But another run for Team Clark. They win the second inning. They lead Team Aloe 3-0. 24 Topps AU Pro Softball cards are now available. Collect all 62 players and hunt for a slew of special insert and autographed cards. It's a limited edition while supplies last, so get yours today exclusively at Topps.com. And Natasha, you got some cards.
I did. I'm opening. I got Haley McClenny. I got Sam Fisher. Odyssey Alexander. I mean, I couldn't even imagine being a kid and opening this and seeing all of these women on the card. Like, I couldn't imagine being a little girl.
Hold on. You played professionally for over 10 years. You were a big international star. Are there no softball cards of you that exist? There has to be somewhere.
I don't know. Not Topps. Not a Topps card. No. No. I wish.
We're playing our third inning. It is Team Aloe batting against Alicia Ocasio, who has been magnificent. She's faced 6 and retired all 6. Andrea Filler is the batter. Longtime pro player Filler. Been playing since 2016 and earning money doing it. Line drive right to the second baseman, Leach. That was probably more difficult than she made it look. The sun seems to be in her eyes, but she played it cleanly. So Filler hit it hard, but in the wrong spot.
Fielder from Tennessee, number 53, Riley West.
Here's Riley West. Riley West is like you, Natasha, the fact that she is from Southern California, but she did not stay on the West Coast. Back in the day, you would never have thought to leave the West Coast to play softball, but now that's a thing. West wanted to play in the SEC, and she was a star for 4 years at Tennessee. Little number, that's going to be trouble. How about that for the first base hit of the game against Ocasio? You couldn't hit it any softer if you hit it with a newspaper. A one-out single for West. She'll take it. It's a +10 for her.
Yeah, and West coming up lucky. If you saw where Jessie Warren was playing, she was playing her deep at the bag, and so playing her for something hard, and West comes up lucky on that.
Well, for those of you hoping for a no-hitter, you're gonna have to wait until our nightcap. Here's Sydney McKinney. You heard that ovation she got. She is the conquering hero. If you're going out to lunch, you want to go out with her.
Absolutely, she knows all the hot spots and everywhere to go.
And more than likely, someone's going to pick up the tab and say, it's on me. She was a star for 5 years at Wichita State. Had more hits than Taylor Swift. 378 hits as a college player. Is that crazy?
That is amazing.
And she's hitting this year with AUX. Softly to second. Leach goes to second for 1. No chance to get McKinney at first. There are now 2 outs. Let's see if McKinney wants to run. 2 outs. Good speed on it first.
The center fielder from Alabama, 28, Haley McClenny.
So this will be the first batter to see Ocasio twice. Haley McClenny. Called strike 1 to Halo. McClenny led off the game by popping out to the second baseman Leach. What do you notice when you watch Haley McClenny hit? What are some of the things that jump out at you?
I think it's her discipline. She's always super selective. You can tell that she's hunting a pitch, and right now she may be looking for something hard in. And, you know, on the outside pitches, she's taking those pitches, and the changeup, she's not biting at it. She just knows what she's hunting, and she knows what she's not swinging at as well.
When I watch some of these players, and McClenny's been a great player for 15 years now in the public eye, but I like to compare them sometimes to players from years past. And the person that she reminds me of with her batting stance, along with her background, being an Alabama All-American, is Kelly Kretschmann.
I knew that you were going to say that, because she definitely, I mean, just kind of how they approach the game too. I mean, just Kelly loved the game. Haley loves the game. Just right now when Haley walked by, I was like, play as long as you can. And she's like, that is the goal. And that was Kelly.
Ocasio once again fields her position and retires the side with no damage done. 3 shutout innings for Alicia Ocasio.
We need a place for these women to play and to stay.
We see this as the next step in the future of professional softball here in the United States and around the world.
The expansion it's needed, but it's also something I'm not shocked that they bought into, and you know, just the consistency in the way they do things shows that they're going to be committed to it.
I think we have the right pieces together, and just excited to see what the future holds. So this is a monumental day.
There is traditional, but there's always this nuance and pushing the boundaries of what professional sports, not just softball, can do. And that unique ability to have the athletes be showcased, especially as individuals and then within a team, is what makes it so great.
If it's good enough for Natasha Watley, Ken Osterman, and Jessica Mendoza, it's good enough for me. Woo! This is going to be next spring. AUSL traditional softball, not the point system that we're playing with here at AUX and in the championship season. But a 30-game schedule, 15 players per team, that's a lot of jobs, that's a lot of opportunity, and that's a lot of great viewing for fans, both in person and on television.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're way overdue. We're ready for it, and we talked about it a lot earlier, just the ability for athletes to extend their career. And when we're looking at the collegiate game right now, a lot of people are thinking, like, that's the peak, and these women have so much more room for growth. I mean, they're not even hitting their peak potential, and so to have this opportunity, and we've seen what AU's been able to do with this untraditional format of just keeping fans engaged, so I can't wait till we have teams and markets, and those young girls get to see those their role models right in their backyards.
And I think it's so appropriate that you're talking about this when we're watching Sam Fisher bat. Sam Fisher's been a pro for a decade. You were a pro until you were 35 years of age. There are a lot of players who are great college players who only get better a decade later after they continue to play. And this is going to be the opportunity, because of the AUSL, to continue playing and be watched by so many people who want to watch that type of play.
Yeah, I mean, I think about the athletes, their maturity, how they're not even just maturing as athletes, but as women, as people, and to be able to play until you're in your 30s, maybe even 40, I just think it's incredible.
Well, we got a new pitcher in the game. Maddie Penta went the first 2 innings. She's replaced by Hope Trotwine. Trotwine from Oklahoma, previously at North Texas, getting an opportunity here in the 3rd inning, and she's off to a good start. Strikes out Sam Fisher.
Yeah, and with Trotwine, you'll see that rise ball, and she can pop it. She's got some velocity on that rise ball. It has that late break and very, very spinny. She'll mix in that change curve, and she's got that screwball as well.
Kaylee Harding, second at bat of the day for Harding. Harding against Trotwine. Harding began the day 22nd on the leaderboard, 22nd out of 42 players. Even though she struck out in her only at bat, she's moving up that leaderboard because of what her team has done. Everyone on Team Clark has already picked up 20 points for winning the 1st inning and then winning the 2nd inning. If they score a run this inning, they would win the 3rd as well, as Team Alo has not scored so far at all. They've only had 1 base runner. Natasha, this is something that is new to the game. When you were playing at UCLA as an All-American, and all those years you played pro ball, both in the States and in Japan, you found your one starting pitcher who was your horse. You would ride that horse forever. You know, sometimes 180 pitches, 10 innings, however long the game went. But now, with all these great arms and these great hitters, doesn't make any sense for one pitcher to go 7 innings anymore.
You can't. I mean, and the hitters are better, and just the information, the resources. And in college, they have Synergy 643.
Called strike 3. Trotwine strikes out the first 2 she faces.
Yeah, and Trotwine going to that rise ball, but before playing the game, you can absolutely see the pitcher you're facing. I mean, I hate to say it, but back in the day, once we got to the park, that's when we saw the pitcher. And so, I mean, now these athletes have so much information, and you're able to prepare. And so having that pitching staff, it's almost necessary to change the look and change speeds and have a pitching staff that complements each other.
I'm sure there's some people watching out there that wouldn't believe it, but when you were at UCLA and you would go to Cal and play the Bears, you'd maybe see Jocelyn Forrest for 3 consecutive days, right?
And she would still keep us off balance. I mean, like, what were we doing, you know? But yeah, obviously as the weekend goes on, you kind of get a little bit more comfortable. The mystery goes away. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you just lived and died off of one pitcher.
Ocasio swings and misses, 2-1. Well, Ocasio was actually part of Florida's staff about a decade ago when Tim Walton had all those arms and he would mix and match. And that was one of the forerunners to what we see a lot today. Not just that one standard ace, but instead a staff. Ocasio, when she didn't pitch, was a fantastic outfielder. And that's why she's hitting right now. She can do a bit of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm like, I don't even think of her as just solely as a pitcher. She's such an athlete, and she can play anywhere on the field. Grew up as a shortstop, played outfield for Coach Walton, and just a versatile athlete.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Trotwine hoping to strike out the side. Nope, pitch misses outside. That's a +10. for Alicia Ocasio with the 2-out walk. Let's check in with Savannah.
Well, Natasha, you were just talking about all the different roles that a pitching staff has to have, and this Goldwyn has tried to set some really true intentions, and Taylor McQuillan has kind of been the leader of that. She talked about how as you start to get established in this league, there's two things you can kind of start to move towards and become confident in. The first is being able to go out there and get a really strong start, put up 2 to 3 solid innings. And the second is learning how to shut the door. You know, you can't look at ERA, you can't talk about strikeouts or how many runs have been scored on you, but the bigger question that this Gold staff is asking each other is who are we to limit the damage that these hitters can put up in these games?
Yeah, limiting damage against these great players. Great point. Thank you, Savannah. Chance right here for the captain, Mackenzie Clark. Her team has won the first and the second inning. Runner on its first base right now with 2 outs. Clark is up against it, down in the count 0-2. Clark's doing a good Natasha Watley impersonation. She's choking up the bat about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches.
Yeah, especially facing someone like Hope, who has that late break. You want to stay short and compact to the ball, and having less bat to work with, you have more bat control.
There goes Ocasio down to second, and she'll make it safely. So that is a +10 for Ocasio. The beauty of Athletes Unlimited is didn't get a base hit, but she's got 20 points this time at the plate. She walks and then steals second.
Just a complete athlete. I mean, if you can see her jump and she's just ready to go, she's got some sneaky wheels.
And Clark got hit with a pitch. I think she got hit with a pitch. Did she get hit with a pitch, or was that just ball 4? That's a base on balls. Okay, so it's a +10. She actually wants to draw the walk. That's +10. If you hit with a pitch, it's only a +8. So she got an extra 2 because of the walk.
Shortstop from Nebraska, 63, Billy Andrews.
So runners on at first and at second. And now a conversation between Troutwine and her catcher, Jordan Roberts. And a lot of times, many levels of softball, you come to the number 9 hitter, it's like, okay, we don't need to meet. We're just going to get this batter out and move on. Not an Athletes Unlimited. You got great hitters 1 through 9, and Billy Andrews is a great example of that. Couple of homers so far in her first 12 AUX at bats, including a game-tying homer yesterday in the 7th inning. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up, caught in the outfield grass by Andrea Filler. Side is retired. So a scoreless inning thrown by Troutwine. It'll be a rollover, 20 points on the line when we come back for the 4th inning.
10 points on the line. Number 78, Jocelyn Allo.
I think what makes a good captain is you be selfless and you kind of just put the team first. I feel like that's what I'm most excited for here is, you know, you switch teams every week, but it's how can we create a team chemistry in X amount of days? And I see like all the props and stuff, and it's really like bringing the fun back into softball. But I think hitting, pitching, defense, team chemistry, and just having fun.
That is Jocelyn Allo, the captain of Team Allo, and not only has she been a magnificent player in her first go-around with Athletes Unlimited, but it's been a really fun captain to see how she motivates her team and interacts with everyone.
Yeah, I mean, she's just got this like calm, cool, collective approach about her that makes you want to like play with her, and you just want to jump on her back because you know she's going to get it done. She's just got this like silent confidence, and I think that exudes through her team. And you know, especially you want to build that chemistry here, and I love that she brings that into play, and it's not all individual, and working together, you can get some big things done.
Allo will hit second here in this 4th inning. It'll be Megan Wiggins, Jocelyn Allo, and Tori Vidalis. Opportunity here for Team Allo. Their second look at Alicia Ocasio. Softly to third, Jessie Warren couldn't get it out of her glove. That'll be an infield single for Megan Wiggins, hard-earned single for Wiggins. And that's the first time in our ball game that Team Alo has had the leadoff batter aboard.
Yeah, Wiggins, I mean, she has got that sneaky speed, and Jessie Warren knows that she can't take any time, and just couldn't get a good grip on it. Looked like she was struggling trying to get all of the seams and get the ball in her fingertips.
So here's Alo. She's got 3 home runs in 16 at-bats here in AU Pro Softball AUX. She's got 1 homer to left, she's got 1 homer to center, and she's got 1 homer to right. That homer to left was the 84.6 miles per hour. The one to center is 81.9, and yesterday's homer to right, 77 miles per hour off the bat.
I mean, how do you even pitch to her? I mean, she can hit to all fields with a lot of velocity and a lot of power, and I mean, just a beautiful
high
hitter.
Fly ball to right field. Wins taking it, and it bounces in front of Harding. Wow! That'll be an unusual single for Alo. Ball gets away from Warren, and Alo will take an extra bag. The wind is just howling, and Harding, with the big swing of the bat from Alo, just assumed it was going to be over her head, and it lands in front of her.
Yeah, I mean, Harding does a good job of getting behind this ball with the wind. I mean, at the last minute, once the ball hits peak flight, it's getting caught up in that wind, and just a hard play to make.
So that's going to be ruled a single for Alo. Almost a gift, 10 points for Alo. She moves to second on the throw that goes to third, so it's not a double. It's a single plus 10 for Alo. And runners on at second and third with nobody out. Oh boy. Tori Vidalis, the batter. Over the last 5 years, one of the best pitchers in the game, Ocasio, one of the best hitters in the game, Vidalis. It's money time right now. Hard, bobbled, play made by Andrews, but a run does score. That's the first run of the ball game for Team Alo. RBI for Vidalis. Moving over to third goes Alo.
And Andrews doing a good job of staying with that ball and keeping it in front of her and knowing the speed of the runner.
So Jordan Roberts next in line. Roberts, her first time up, hit a ball right on the screws, but hit it to Aubrey Leach at second. I know this sounds goofy. We talk about the power of Jocelyn Alo. I think Jordan Roberts actually may have more power, at least as much. When Jordan Roberts gets a hold of it, it absolutely just goes forever.
Agree. Agree.
Roberts has been a very good player in this league for a number of seasons. He's one of the younger players in 2020. And by the end of every season, she's always found her way up that leaderboard. To right field, catch is made by Harding. Alo tags and scores from third. Good bit of base running by Alo for the second run of the inning for Team Alo.
Alo just knowing where Harding is on the field and gets that good jump and is like, hey, I'm doing this for my team. Like, let's go.
Harding theoretically could have dropped it. It wasn't foul territory, but she chooses to make the play, gets out, and there was a close play at first. Klingler hits it softly. Fisher can't get a handle on it, and she'll be safe at first. Klingler aboard with 2 outs. Now, Natasha Ocasio was cruising through the first 3 innings. Nothing's really gone right here in the 4th inning. And that wind-aided ball that fell off the bat of Alo, and defensively, things have not been airtight. Here's Filler. Called strike 1. to Leach. Oh my goodness, Filler better try someone else. That is the second time that Filler has hit a bullet that has found the glove of Leach. But Team Alo, they score a pair. It's a 3-2 ball game in Wichita. Of Team Alo, but if Team Clark can't score a couple of runs, it's going to be an inning win here in the fourth for Team Alo. AU will celebrate Juneteenth this Wednesday, and we want you to join us. The celebration will feature a tote bag giveaway for the first 250 fans and more. Go to AUProSoftball.com to buy your tickets today. AUProSoftball.com. It is a 3-2 ball game. Team Clark leading Team Alo. Team Alo scored twice in the top of the fourth inning. They have a chance to win an inning for the first time if they can hold Team Clark down. Second full inning for Hope Troutwine. Troutwine struck out a pair in a scoreless third inning. Facing Aubrey Leach for the first time. All right, you are one of the best leadoff hitters ever, Natasha Watley. What's Aubrey Leach thinking about leading off an inning? What is she looking at? Third, short, first? What's the thought process?
Looking at short. I'm trying to think about mixing it up. So you saw her first at bat, she slapped, she used the ground. Her second at bat, she did a little bat control and blooped it and left. You're versatile. Now you see her standing in and swinging in. That's the beauty of having options, keeping the defense on their toes. And so I want to try to do something different and try to get on a different way.
When you were in the batter's box and thinking small ball, did you ever think that, hey, if I slap it, I have better odds than when I drag it? Did you ever think that dragging maybe wasn't a good option just because it brought everything so close to first base?
It just depends. It depends on the defenders. It depends on the pitcher I'm facing.
Oh, beautiful batsmanship right there by Aubrey Leach, a single left.
Yeah, I mean, just her bat control is amazing, and just being able to place that ball. But again, as a triple threat, as a slap hitter, it depends on the pitcher that you're facing. So if you've got someone who's maybe throwing you something, a drop out, maybe that's a hard pitch to take with you. So you've got to kind of factor in the surface you're playing on, where the defenders are playing, where the pitchers. So there's a lot of things that go into the equation of what your outcome is going to be, whether you drag, you slap, or you hit away.
Here's Kowalik. Her first look at Troutwine, called strike one. And there's so many players like Aubrey Leach and her generation who probably look to you and Caitlin Lowe and others when talking about small ball and slap hitting, all that kind of stuff. Can you take it back another generation? Who did you look up to when you were thinking of that style of game? Who was your role model?
Yeah, Allison Johnson. She played at Arizona. She actually went to my high school, Woodbridge High School in Irvine, and she resides in Oklahoma now, and she calls some games as well. But she was my Mount Rushmore of a slap hitter, or who I wanted to be. I mean, she just completely took over defenses. I mean, it didn't matter where she put it. She was going to be safe.
2 balls and a strike to Kowalik. 3-1. Team Clark needs 2 runs to avoid losing this 4th inning. And a 5-pitch walk. So Troutwine has now walked 5 of the first, check that, 3 of the first 7 batters she's faced. Runners on at first and at second with nobody out. Here's Jesse Warren. Jesse hadn't been retired so far today. A single and hit by pitch. Swings at the first pitch, skies it to left, the wind. Oh, kicks it in the field of play, and Wiggins makes the catch. What a wonderful play by Megan Wiggins. Just giving up the body for out number 1.
Yeah, Wiggins just playing like a true vet. I mean, she goes a long way for this ball, and also let's factor in the wind, but knowing exactly where she is on the field and being able to make that catch, hold on to it, still crash into the wall.
Both Leach and Kowalik move up an extra 60 feet. So we got runners on at second and third, but there is one out courtesy of Megan Wiggins. Here's Nadia Taylor. Big cut at a 2-0 pitch, fouls it back. 2-1.
And we actually have a nice little matchup here. They're both coaches at University of Houston, Hope and Nadia, and so I like this. a little competitive nature.
Something to talk about.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more ahead of that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Almost took out Sam Fisher in the on-deck circle. Big point in our ball game right now.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to cover University of Houston this year, and Coach Vesley, who's the head coach at University of Houston, talked about both of these hires and just the impact that they have both made on her program, and just so proud that Hope is Oklahoma alumni as well, and Nadia just so knowledgeable at the plate.
Tori Vidalis makes the play, and the dangerous Nadia Taylor is retired for out number 2. Now, can Trautwein get out of this? Runners on at first and at second with nobody out. She gets Jesse Warren to fly out in foul territory, and a great play by Megan Wiggins. And then Nadia Taylor pops to first. Last hope for Team Clark, Sam Fisher. Fisher began the day 16th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Into right field, sinking, it'll get down. 1 run scores, here comes Kowalik. She will score. It is a 2-run, 2-out single for Fisher. That was big time for the veteran. That means the Team Alo will not win this 4th inning.
Yeah, Sam Fisher just knowing how important this at-bat is, knowing that she's got the traffic on the bases, and just a little right side, staying behind it, stays in her legs, and gets Team Clark up by 3.
5-2 is our score. This inning is tied. The 4th inning, 2 runs scored by Alo in the top, 2 runs scored by Team Clark here in the bottom. So if Fisher can score, it'll be another inning win for Team Clark. This inning actually counts for 20 points because the 3rd inning, no one scored, so it's a rollover. 20 points are on the line. That's what Team Alo was not able to gain because of the single by Fisher. Kaylee Harding, 0 for 2. She struck out twice. Hard in front of Wiggins. Fisher has to stop at second. So Harding, who struck out twice, got a good pitch and did not miss it this time around. Trautwein did not give up a hit in the 3rd inning. She has been hit here in the 4th. She's given up 3 hits, 1 to Leach, 1 to Fisher, and now Harding. There is activity in the bullpen. Kayla McQuillan getting loose, but it's still Trautwein in the game with Ocasio the batter. This would be big for Ocasio. Ocasio, the starting pitcher for Team Clark. She's getting points for every out she gets as a pitcher. But she can augment that with points as a hitter. It's a great way to move up the leaderboard. Natasha, I saw Ocasio, her first time up against Penta was way in the back of the batter's box. Now she's right in the middle of the batter's box against Trautwein.
Yeah, Trautwein doesn't have that velocity but more spinny, more up in the zone, so trying to catch the ball before it breaks. And you also saw her first couple of pitches that she's moving through the box as well, and that's giving her some more time to see and track the ball, see the ball deep when she moves through the box.
Count will stay 2-2. Three and two. That changes things. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's no reason for Fisher to stay on at second or for Harding to stay on at first. They'll be off with this pitch. Anything that makes it to the outfield grass more than likely will score Fisher. Right into the glove of Vidalis. Side is retired, but 2 runs score for Team Clark. They tie this 4th inning, and they open up an overall lead of 5-2. Could have been more, but Vidalis saves the day.
The shortstop from Wichita State, number 26.
Being a shocker means that I work hard for everything that I get. I love being here because I feel like I grew with the program during my time at Wichita State. We didn't have all the bells and whistles, but we knew how to win, and that's why I really wanted to come here. Wichita, to me, is just a place where I grew the most. I feel like when I got here to college, I had no clue who I was, and then everybody here really helped me figure that out. So it's just home.
Sydney McKinney is a special athlete, and she is universally loved here in Wichita, Kansas. We're playing at Wilkins Stadium, which is where she excelled for 5 years as a college player. McKinney will bat second here in our 5th inning against Alicia Ocasio. Riley West leads things off. West singled in the 3rd inning. That was the first hit allowed by Ocasio after retiring the 7 batters that began the game for Team Alo. All right, Natasha, I know you were a left-handed batter, but West has the exact same wide-open stance as Jocelyn Alo and other players. What are you thinking about as a right-handed batter with that open stance? What's the point?
To allow you to see the ball. I mean, it allows you to see the ball a little bit longer if you're open, and if you start closed, sometimes it's hard to kind of get your head adjusted to a pitcher. So when you start open, it allows you to see and get into your stride. And once the actual swing starts, it's all the same once you start that stride.
You a natural right-handed
Yes.
person?
Yes.
And when did you move over to left?
When I was 13, so I would think, considered now a late bloomer, but back in the day, I mean, probably was a little bit early to learn slap hitting. It was kind of a newer trend.
Called strike 3. West is retired. Was there any thought with you actually being a switch hitter and actually batting right-handed at times, or once you went left, you never went back?
Once I went left, I never went back, and the whole idea was to be able to do everything from the left side, to be deceptive, to keep defenses on their toes. So once I started to incorporate the power game, that wasn't until later into my career. In the beginning, it was just tap and go, put the ball in play, and then facing better teams, better defenses, better pitchers, had to hit for power.
Well, Sydney McKinney did a pretty good Natasha Watley impersonation when she was at Wichita State. She holds virtually every record you'd ever want with the Shocker program. And she's a classic example of the modern college player. You don't have to play in the Pac-12. You don't have to play in super great weather in the spring. You could be at a smaller college and you could be noticed and you can excel. Sydney McKinney did just that. She's out number 2, ground ball to the right side, so Ocasio's back on the beam, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning and get back into that dugout. Ocasio is getting 4 points for every out. That's what pitchers get. You lose 10 points when you give up an earned run. So this could be a big day for Ocasio as she continues to pitch deep into this game. She's already jumped up. There's your leaderboard. She's 8th on the leaderboard. She began today 25th. Good golly. So she's moved up 17 spots today just because of this quality start and the fact that she's had a bat in her hands and she's picked up 10 points for a walk and she got another 10 for stealing a base. That's kind of how she won the championship series a couple of years ago. Two-way players have a unique advantage.
Well, I love that a two-way player gets rewarded a little bit more to be able to hit for yourself and to actually pick up those points pitching. I mean, I just think it's a hard thing to do to be a two-way player, but a beautiful thing.
Haley McClenny gets a base hit. First base hit of the day for McClenny. 2-out single. Here's Megan Wiggins, 1 for 2, singled and scored an inning ago. Called strike 1. Into center field, that'll get down. Back-to-back singles, McClenny and Wiggins with 2 outs. And that will allow Jocelyn Allo to bat with some significance on the line. This inning is worth 30 points. No one scored in the 3rd inning. In the 4th inning, both sides scored 2 runs. So whoever wins this inning will win 30 points for their team. First pitch to Allo, called strike 1. On the ground, knocked down by Fisher. McClenny has to stop at 3rd. Ball stayed on the infield, but the play's not made, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Yeah, and this is a drop on the outer half, and Ocasio did a great job pitch before throwing that off speed, but you can see that Allo was trying to sit something a little bit harder. Puts the ball in play. Got some traffic on the bases.
The official score said that's a base hit, not an error, so it's another 10 points for Allo. 3 consecutive singles for Team Allo. And Mackenzie Clark, one of the younger players in AUX, comes in from her center field spot and wants to make a pitching change and maybe move some other people around the diamond. And this is so unique. I'm telling you, 3 weeks ago, she was a college student at Clemson, and now she's in charge of making big-time decisions here in professional softball.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit, you know, a little bit awkward, you know, like I've got to take out Alicia Ocasio. Yeah, but, you know, it's all about the W and winning and putting your team in the best position. So I like the leadership. I like it, Mackenzie.
So Mackenzie Clark decides, after a conversation with Ocasio, to leave Ocasio in the game. Here's Tori Vidalis. Oh my goodness, this is what it's all about. One of the most professional hitters in the world today. One of the toughest outs, TV Tori Vidalis, against the ultimate gamer, Alicia Ocasio. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm certain that Vidalis is going to put the ball in play. She'll always give you a good at-bat. It may go to a defender, but she's going to give you a good at-bat. And she'll work for it now. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Tori doesn't strike out. Two and 2. McClenny on at 3rd. Followed by Wiggins at 2nd, Allo at 1st. Out of play. I said that Vidalis doesn't strike out. I got the numbers to back it up. She has had 18 at-bats so far in AUX, just 1 strikeout. And history is on her side. 33 hits, 2nd all-time in AUX history. Pop up right side, Wynn takes it out of play.
Yeah, I think what's so impressive about Vidalis is her consistency at the plate. Like you said, she's always putting the ball in play, always putting the ball in play hard. She's a hard out, but she's a smart hitter. She knows exactly what she's looking for. And also, too, you know, the other day they talked to her in an interview after the game of, you know, what were you looking for? But using that analyst side of the game, she's now analyzing games, but leveraging that to her benefit and doing a great job at the plate.
Oh, boy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ocasio has no place to put Vidalis. This has to be a strike. Ball 4 and a run scores. 4 consecutive Team Alo batters have reached safely with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. So Vidalis, give her 10 points for the base on balls. And Team Alo is now within 2, 5-3. Jordan Roberts is the batter. And Mackenzie Clark, the captain, is keeping Ocasio in the game. Jordan Roberts thumps it right side. Caught! What a play! Kaylee Harding! Look what I found! With the wind whipping, the sun in her eyes, the ball goes into the bottom of the glove of Kaylee Harding.
And Kaylee Harding just coming up big. This is a big out. Just tracks this ball, her first step, finds the ball and makes the big catch.
Oh boy, that was not an easy play for Harding. It is a 5-3 game. Team Clark leading Team Alo. We're playing the bottom of the 5th inning with 30 points on the line. Sydney McKinney, the shortstop, wearing a microphone. Let's go into the game now with U.S. Air Force.
Oh, not the white uni. Yeah. If it takes you this way, not a bad out to get. Might look for the bunt, but I'm going to cheat middle one so I can get the steal. Ready for some sneaky.
There are so many things that middle infielders are communicating on every single pitch, it seems like, Natasha Watley.
Absolutely. I mean, to all the youngsters that are watching, communication is key. I mean, it doesn't matter. Your coaches are telling you now to communicate, and it applies all the way up into the pro level, and just knowing where your other defenders are going to be, where they're playing on certain pitches, who's got the base coverage. All important stuff.
New pitcher in the game. Taylor McQuillan is the 3rd pitcher for Team Alo. She'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Team Clark lineup. The captain, Mackenzie Clark, followed by Billy Andrews, and then Aubrey Leach. Team Alo scored 1 run here in the top of this 5th inning. If that holds up, everyone on Team Alo will get 30 points. No one won the 3rd inning. The 4th inning was tied, so this is a rollover 3 times inning, plus 30 for the winner of this inning. Clark called strike 3. Good start for McQuillan, 1 down.
McQuillan just so effective. I mean, she goes to all planes, but you see her drop on the outer half and just gets Mackenzie Clark frozen. Not expecting that outside corner.
Here's Billy Andrews, number 9 hitter. She's got some pop. 2 homers in 13 at-bats here in AUX. Just finished up at Nebraska, where she was a 3-time first-team All-Big Ten performer. 61 homers in her 4 college seasons. She was the Nebraska Female Athlete of the Year this past year, which is a great thing. But remember, Nebraska volleyball is all everyone talks about. So she took out everyone. It was not about Nebraska volleyball this year. It was Nebraska softball and Billy Andrews. 1-2 pitch. Now Taylor McQuillan. She's been a force many seasons now, Athletes Unlimited. Southern California native who got away from the state of California to play college softball down in Arizona. Look at that, 15 strikeouts in 17 innings. That makes a difference at this level. If you can miss bats with these hitters, helps you out.
Yeah, and that's one of the things she talked about is like, these days, I'm not even looking at ERA. Like, yes, these hitters can hit. It's, can I make these out and make these outs and keep these hitters off balance?
Back-to-back strikeouts for McQuillan coming into the ball game. 2 down. The AU Pro Sports Shop is now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and exclusive merch offering. Head to AU Pro Shop to follow and connect. Here's Aubrey Leach. Does Leach's approach change with 2 outs and the bases clear?
Well, more so does her approach change facing a pitcher like Taylor McQuillan, that lefty. So just her break is a little bit different. I would want to maybe stand in and try to swing away a little bit, use power and have her supply the power because she's got such movement. It's hard sometimes when you're slapping and moving through the box, and especially a lefty who breaks the ball down and away and goes to all planes. It's easier to see it when you stand in.
Leach has been aboard 3 times, reached on an error, and then back-to-back singles in the 2nd and 4th. Alicia Ocasio is with us right now. We're going to chair chat with Alicia. Alicia, how you doing?
Good, how are y'all? How are you guys doing? I'm good.
Little two-way action for you. You're pitching, you're hitting on a hot day. How you holding up?
You know, it's not the hottest that it's been, so I'm feeling good. And we have later games, so I'm happy about that. I love night games.
Alicia, you are just an all-around versatile athlete. Like, you're getting it done at the plate, you're getting it done on the pitching circle. Like, I don't even really consider you as a pitcher. Like, why do you have pitcher? Like, why can't you say utility? You're like, I'm not in charge of that.
I'm not. Whatever they need from me is what I'm going to do. And Mackenzie trusted me, put me in the lineup today, and I'm grateful. But it's been a really fun week. This team is great. We have great chemistry, and we've just been like chopping it up. So I'm having a great time.
2-2 pitch to Leach. Down low, 3-2. Were you surprised Mackenzie came in from center field? You had a bit of a trouble in the 5th inning, yet bases loaded. Was there ever a thought that maybe you would come out, or did you talk your way into the game?
You know what? We tried our best to get the interference call, honestly. So that's why we brought her in, to see if we could get that and just try and kind of get her perspective, because no one can make captain's challenges except for the captain. So we just wanted to talk it over.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, you're right. That ball hit you first. Could have been. Okay, good. I like that.
That clears up things. Alicia, yeah, just how's it been going this season? You know, as a veteran here with the rookies, what's your biggest advice for them?
Honestly, you know, Nadia was my vet, and she's still one of my good friends, and she took me under her wing when I was a rookie, and now I feel like me and her are kind of, you know, taking some of these rookies under our wing as well, like Mackenzie, one of those that we hang out with Riley, you know, Kaylee, a few of those girls, and we just, you know, tell them to have fun, one, but also you can't get caught up in the draft board. You can't get caught up in taking things personal when you might not get a start or might not play this game and start another. So just take advantage of all the opportunities that you get here, because obviously if you take advantage of those opportunities, then you are granted more opportunities. So don't worry about anybody else. Just do what you do, but also pour into your teammates.
Well, Alicia, thank you for your time. You began the day 25th on the leaderboard. You're not now at your uniform number. You moved up to 8. Yeah, you moved up to 8, so who knows?
I like it.
Jumping up.
You wish you were wearing number 1 right now, right?
I'll wait for a champ season. I'm cool where I'm at right now.
There you go.
I don't want to peek now.
Thank you, Alicia. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
Kayla Kowalik, I don't know if that hit her bat first, but it got her in the face. And she's going to try and just walk it off.
Yeah.
I don't think she can. The ball hit the bat. It's a foul ball.
It's a foul ball. It definitely hit her bat prior to hitting her in the face.
Yeah, I see some blood on the cheek. Wow. How tough is she?
Yeah, definitely hits her bat before and straight back up to the face, and that's a tough one. Oof.
So Kowalik is going to be looked at in the third base dugout. And she wants to stay in the game. Good golly. Hope. defense. Huh. She's got a smile on her face, and she's going to play. Okay. She's tougher than woodpecker lips. Good golly. Did that ever happen to you? You played so many years of softball. Did you ever get hit in the face with your own foul ball?
No, but I have seen it happen before. And
right, that's why the whole
mask.
kind of mask.
Yep,
but
yep.
the other side, the unprotected part.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Tried to get a revenge on McQuillan. Hits it hard back to McQuillan, but McQuillan fields her position and throws out Kowalik. It's an inning win 3 times over for Team Alo. Great sportsmanship there. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. That was a big 5th inning for Team Alo. They outscored Team Clark just by 1-0. But because the 3rd inning and the 4th inning were tied, it's a plus 30 for everyone on Team Alo. So even though they're losing the game, they've actually scored more of the inning points than Team Clark. Interesting note. With Natasha Watley, I'm Eric Collins. We've got a new pitcher to tell you about. Peyton Gotzel. Gotzel comes into the game. This is her 2nd appearance in 2 days for Team Clark. She says she's from Massillon, Ohio, but she's really not. She's actually from Perry, Ohio, which is right next to Massillon, but she doesn't want people to get confused because there's also a Perry High School in northwest Ohio, close to Toledo. So she tells people she went to Massillon. We had this conversation. But she's really from Perry, Ohio, so shout out to the people in Perry. She played at Bowling Green and then Tennessee. Wonderful college pitcher for 2 different programs, Mid-American Conference and the SEC. New catcher catching her, Julia Cottrell. So a whole battery change. Klingler hits it on the ground to short. Billy Andrews, 1 down. Okay. Andrea Filler has one thing on her mind. Do not hit the ball to Aubrey Leach. Filler has had 2 at-bats, and both times she has hit laser beams right into the glove of Aubrey Leach.
Yeah, you know, as a hitter, that's exactly what you want. You just, you know, yeah, she has nothing to show for. Those are line drives. They are screamers, but you just want to continue to hit the ball hard, and eventually you know that those will fall.
Filler began today 14th on the leaderboard. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Did she go too far? She did. 3-pitch strikeout. Gotchel making quick work of Team Alo here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and Gottschall's rise ball just has that late break and spins it right out of the zone and gets Filler to chase.
Here's Riley West, 1 for 2 with a single back in the 3rd inning. West had a dad who played NFL football for a spell. Also played in the USFL back in the 80s. His dad's a TV sideline reporter, radio sideline reporter. Been holding a microphone for a long time. Riley wants to do something similar. She was a journalism major at Tennessee. Fly ball, center field, caught on and making the play, the captain, Mackenzie Clark. Great closing speed for Clark, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So Peyton Gotchell comes out of the pen and looks terrific.
And Mackenzie Clark just coming up big and going a long way to make that last out.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by Koch Industries. AU Pro Softball, AUX, Day 2, Series 2. Our first of 2 games, Team Alo, Team Clark. It is 2-run lead for Team Clark as we play the bottom of the 6th inning. We've got inning points on the line here in the 6th. And it's getting late for Team Alo. They only have one more time at the plate to try and win this game. They're down a pair. With Natasha Watley, I'm Eric Collins. We've got Jesse Warren, Nadia Taylor, Sam Fisher scheduled to bat against Taylor McQuillan. All right, I'm not going to put you totally on the spot, Natasha, but I'm kind of going to put you on the spot. I think Jesse Warren, for my money, is, I have a hard time thinking who's better, but top 3 defensive third baseman ever. You played with some great ones, Andrea Duran, Pro League Kelly Montalvo. Short list of great defensive third basemen. Who do you put Jesse Warren in the same class with?
The names that you just mentioned, I mean, she is one of the best. I mean, I have the highlight reel of her at Florida State making that diving catch against Washington. I think it's on repeat in my head.
No one will forget it. Once you've seen it, you never forget it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely goes in, I would say, my top 5. I would say that, and I'm honest. I think she is defensively one of the best I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful job by Warren. 2 strikes on her, just pokes it to right field. Another base hit for Jessie. She's got 2 hits on her day. She's 2 for 3.
How about we just say she's just an all-around great player. She can get it done at the plate, too. And I mean, this is the 2nd time today we've seen her go a little bit right side, a little choke and poke, staying behind it, not doing a lot. That's all you need to do is get yourself on base.
Nadia Taylor's next. Strike 1 call to Nadia. Jesse Warren, everywhere she's been. She was a college star playing at Florida State. She wore number 30. Pro ball, she's always worn number 30. Do you know, by any chance, why she wears number 30? Why it's important to her in her life? I don't expect you to know, but it is a thing. I've asked her about it.
Tell me.
She's a basketball fan, and most specifically, a Steph Curry fan. Into left field, that'll get down. First base hit of the day for Nadia Taylor. So runners on at first, then at second with nobody out. And Jesse Warren's always worn number 30 because of Steph Curry and his greatness on the basketball court.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, runners on at first and at second, nobody out. The powerful Sam Fisher is the batter. She can go for the kill shot, get an extra base hit, who knows? Would she ever think about laying down a bunt and get runners on at second and third? No? You're laughing?
I highly doubt it.
Well, she could get points for it. A sacrifice bunt's 10 points. It would put 2 runners in scoring position. They just need 1 to win the inning. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm like, if I could swing like Sam Fisher, maybe not. But if you're playing the game, and yes, the point situation, okay.
We do have a pinch runner. Nadia Taylor's lifted. Morgan DeBoard will run for her at first. Well, we're so close to the action. Maybe Sam heard me talk about it, and she laid on the bunt just to appease me. This is the updated leaderboard. Jocelyn Alo, wow, lapping the field. She's got 140 more points than Sydney McKinney. Wow, that's a big number for her. Now remember that Team Edwards has not played today. They did play twice yesterday. They're the only team to play a doubleheader, but they will still play later today so they can add to their total. The team that's playing 2 games today is Team Clark. They will play Team Edwards in the 2nd game of our doubleheader. All right, so this is a long meeting here. It's Aubrey Leach, along with the facilitator MJ Knighton, talking. DeBoard had been in the game. She was in left field as the DP.
Yeah, I think that's the confusion, is that she was the flex.
Okay, so it is DeBoard on at first. On at second is Jesse Warren, and Sam Fisher, the batter, with nobody out. Both DeBoard and Fisher played college ball at Loyola Marymount.
You beat me to it. I was just going to say, they both are LMU alums, and Sam Fisher taking DeBoard underneath her. her wing.
First ball swinging, a little half liner caught by the second baseman Filler. So neither runner can advance. One down.
In the batter's box, Christine Clark. The right fielder from Florida State, number 83, Kaylee Harding.
Here's Kaylee Harding. First 2 times up, whole bunch of nothing. Struck out in the first inning against Penta. Struck out in the second inning against Hope Trotwine. But then had a lasher last time up, and there's a lash into the gap. It'll make it all the way to the wall. Warren scores standing. Here comes the board, and she will score. A 2-run single for the rookie, Kaylee Harding. Man, that ball was scalded.
Yeah, and Kaylee Harding just locked in that at-bat, swinging first pitch. Hitting it hard, keeping it in the middle of the field. Just a beautiful piece of hitting, just stays behind it. And that line drive that came off the bat really hard.
She's credited with a double. She was on her way to second when the throw came in. And so it's a 2-out, check out, 1-out, 2-run double for Harding. And all of a sudden, maybe people are starting to think about Harding for one of the MVPs today. At the end of the game, everyone votes for MVP 1, which is a +60, which is huge. MVP 2, which is a +40, or MVP 3, which is a +20. And Harding all of a sudden is in that conversation. She's 2 for 4 with a single, a double, and 2 runs batted in. And that double wins the 6th inning for everyone on Team Clark. So she put 10 points in the bank of everyone in the third base dugout. First at bat for Julia Cottrell. Cottrell came on to catch an inning ago. It's been a fun homecoming for Cottrell, who was raised here in Wichita. Played all over the map collegiately. Florida, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to coach Cottrell before she went to Florida on the junior national team, and she was just a baby then, I mean, but was roping him in high school then, and just been fun to follow along her career and see how she's progressed and matured. And
called strike 3. Cottrell was on her way to first, but instead she's called back to the dugout. Second out of the inning. Now 3 strikeouts for McQuillan. And McQuillan will face Mackenzie Clark for the second time. This will be the first batter that faces McQuillan twice. Clark struck out an inning ago. Looks like Mackenzie's having a hard time pulling the trigger. Oh, 2.
yeah, and it just looks like with her pitch selection, she's making it a little bit late and almost guessing. And especially in this situation, if you're going to swing, just be aggressive, go for it.
Looking ahead to the 7th inning. We know that Team Alo is going to be down. They're down at least 4 right now, but it could be worse. Scheduled to bat Sydney McKinney, and then the top of the order, Haley McClenny and Megan Wiggins. If anyone gets on, Jocelyn Alo will bat. We just saw McClenny in center field, McKinney at short, and McKenzie's in the batter's box. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mackenzie Clark. McQuillan with the pitch, and it's fouled to the plate. Good golly. Everyone involved right now is got some of MC. You got Mackenzie Clark, Taylor McQuillan, Sydney McKinney, and Haley McClenny.
Tongue twisters.
Yeah. All right, another 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from McQuillan to limit the damage. But 2 runs to score. It is now a 7-3 lead for Team Clark. When we come back, McKinney, McClenny, and Wiggins to bat. We will play game 2 when this one comes to an end. We will see Team Edwards, led by Taylor Edwards, take on Team Clark. Taylor Edwards has been the truth. Good golly. She's played 6 games so far at AUX, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Got a sneak peek of her lineup. She's going to hit third and catch. We've got a good one coming up, but we still have an important 7th inning remaining right now. There it is. Team Edwards, Team Clark. Team Clark trying to win 2 games here on a Monday night. And they're in the driver's seat to win this first one. They lead by 4 in the 7th inning. But trouble to begin the frame. Opposite field single for Sydney McKinney to lead off our 7th inning. Sydney McKinney's first hit of the day. She is now 10 for 15, a .666 batting average here in AUX play. If Team Alo can score just 1 run, we will play the bottom of the 7th. Because even if Team Alo doesn't win the game, if they can't get to the 7 runs that Team Clark has, we still have to decide who wins the innings. That's worth 10 points for everyone on the winning team side. 1 ball, 1 strike to McClenny. Halo 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 5th. Softly hit into center field, and Clark can't make the play, but she gets it to second for the force. What a wonderful play by Mackenzie Clark. Oh, super athletic, super smart.
That play was sweet. I mean, it was questionable if she was going to get to that. And definitely, you know, just even laying it out and trying to throw on the run. But for her to have the wherewithal to even just get that throw off, that's a big out right there.
She sacrificed the sunglasses. Those sunglasses went in about 4 different pieces, but she'll take it for the out. And that's tough for McClenny. She thought she had herself a single and plus 10.
Definitely.
And they want to review this. I don't think it could hurt. I think Haley McClenny saying, I'd like to get the 10 points for the hit.
Right.
But also, why not challenge it? They want to make sure that the out was recorded at second. McKinney is quick, and her slide made it close on the force out.
The call on the field is an out. That is under further review.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think smart timing. I mean, top of the 7th, and they haven't used a review yet. But seeing if she was safe, but I think that she's out. I mean, the ball definitely beats her.
Foot's on the bag.
After further review, the play is upheld. The runner is out at second base.
Well, what that review did, and then the review was denied, we got another look at Aubrey Leach. That was a heck of a pick by Leach.
Yeah, to even stay down and hold on to that, I mean, we didn't even mention that. I mean, we were just focused on Clark, but I mean, just to be able to hang on to that, that's a big out.
So that's the unusual 8-4 put out at second base. No base hit for McClenny, 1 out. Megan Wiggins, the batter. If Wiggins does not hit into a double play, we will see Jocelyn Alo bat 1 more time. One ball, 1 strike. Both Team Alo and Team Clark wins yesterday. 1-2. Gotchel pitches with some confidence.
Yeah, I love that she attacks the zone early and goes right at hitters.
High drive, right field. Harding goes back. It's gone! A homer! Megan Wiggins! Wiggins may catch McClenny. first of the year for one of the best power hitters in pro history, Megan Wiggins.
I mean, Wiggins just absolutely launches into this ball. This ball is on the heart of the plate, a little bit elevated, a curve on the inner half, and she just lays into this, even with the wind. I mean, that thing was picking up and getting out of here quick.
So the third hit of the ball game for Wiggins. She is 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. She's on the conversation for MVP 1. And this game is getting a little tighter than Team Clark would have liked. They still lead by a pair, but now Jocelyn Allo, the batter, still 1 out. Even if Team Allo cannot score 2 to tie the game or 3 to take the lead, we still will play the bottom of the 7th inning because we need to decide who wins the 7th inning. We have inning points on the line. Well, if you're Gotchel, you got to go after Allo. There's no benefit to pitching around her. You need outs. You do not want to put the potential tying run in the batter's box. Oh my! Crushed halfway to Topeka. Jocelyn Allo, how do you do? Back-to-back homers, Megan Wiggins, Jocelyn Allo, and it's a 1-run game.
My gosh. Jocelyn Allo, I mean, she makes it look so easy. This is a curve on the outer half. She is just so strong, stays through it, and always unfazed. I mean, right off the bat, everybody knows that's out of here, but just that's what Allo does.
Oh my. Well, folks, it's another 1-run game in AUX play. Still just 1 out. And Tori Vidalis, the batter. In Vidalis and Jordan Roberts in the on-deck circle, both of them, enormous power. 0-2. Three runs here at the top of the 7th inning to make it interesting. And timeout at the plate. While we have a timeout, let's check in with Savannah, standing by with some home run hitters.
Okay, Wiggins, you're 3 for 4 today. It looked like you couldn't get home fast enough. How excited were you to touch home for your first homer of the AUX season?
You know, I think with the setup, I wasn't sure if it was going to hit the net or not, so I was just making sure I was getting around. But just staying focused on our plan for this inning and making sure we get 1 run just to try to win this inning was what I wanted to do.
Okay, and I'm with the captain, Jossie, back-to-back home runs. Tell me about this rally your team's got going and how you were able to tack on another 2.
Yeah, I definitely think it started with Sid getting on and then just passing the bat over to Halo, over to Wiggins, and then I was like, I'm not going to be out. So I'm going to do what I can to get this team going, keep this team going.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Popped up foul territory! 1 can't make the play! That would have won the game for Team Clark.
Yeah, Morgan DeBoer's
The wind has been a factor all game long, and it was a factor there.
Yeah, and Jessie Warren knows that this is a ball that needs to be caught, and that's a missed opportunity right there.
So new life for Jordan Roberts and Team Allo. Can they take advantage? Down to their last strike, 0-2. 2 outs, 7th inning. 50 points on the line. That'll do it. That'll be a win for Team Clark. Everyone on their team will get a plus 50, but because of the 3 runs scored, 2 of them on homers, we will have to play the bottom of the 7th inning. We had homers by Megan Wiggins and Jocelyn Allo. Megan Wiggins, 2-run home run. Jocelyn Allo, a solo blast. In total, 3 runs scoring in the top of the 7th inning for Team Allo. So that's why we will play the bottom of this 7th inning, even though the game's already decided. Team Clark will win the game. Everyone gets a plus 50 on Team Clark, but an extra 10 points are on the line to see who wins the 7th inning. Taylor McQuillan will stay in the game. McQuillan will face Billy Andrews, and then the top of the lineup, Aubrey Leach and Kayla Kowalik. The exact same part of the order that was batting in the top of the 7th for Team Allo. Sydney McKinney, Haley McClenny, Megan Wiggins, 9-1-2. We'll have 9-1-2 here at the bottom of the 7th inning. One ball and 1 strike. Billy Andrews looking for her first hit of the ball game. First 3 times up, she's faced 3 different pitchers. And the days of hitting against the pitchers getting tired, who you've seen 3 times already, is long gone.
Yeah, I mean, just what that does for a hitter, seeing 3 different pitchers, I mean, it's hard to settle in and hard to get comfy in the box for sure, and you're trying to figure out new timing, new windups, new pitches.
McQuillan came on back in the 5th inning. Three and 2. With this win, Team Clark is going to go to 2-0. They still have another game to play on this field. About 20 minutes after this first game ends, they'll take on a fresh Team Edwards team. First game of the day for Taylor Edwards' team. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for McQuillan. She has struck out 5 coming out of the pen. I know Natasha Watley, the home run ball here in Wichita, has been flying with regularity.
I mean, just everybody putting good bat on ball and squaring up on it. Wiggins right there.
28 home runs this season. That's a lot. And it's not just Allo, who's got 4, but it's virtually everyone in the lineup, 1 through 9, is capable of hitting homers. And it's not just one pitcher being victimized. Last line in that graphic there, 10 of the 12 pitchers have allowed at least 1 home run. Hats off to Penta and Maison. That ball hit the bat. Aubrey Leach's bat hit the ball in fair territory, and she is out. Oh, that's a tough pill for Aubrey Leach.
Yeah. And she runs down the line, and she already knows it. She's like, oh, man, I mean, and that's something that it's hard to control. And again, she's got such great bat control as you see her move through the box. But again, that ball comes right back up and just immediately gets her bat in fair territory where she throws it.
All right, Natasha, I think there's no one better in the world to ask than you. Little small ball players, where do you put the bat after you put it in play? Is it clearly you don't want to put it in fair territory? That's an out if ball hits it.
Yeah, you're taught to actually throw it in foul territory. If you can actually picture, you would remember this, but Caitlin Lowe, she would freaking fly it into foul territories. If you were on the on-deck circle, you just had to get out the way. But you're taught to swing and finish your swing and actually throw it behind you and get it out of your base, or get it out of your running path, and that way it doesn't hit the bat in fair territory.
Yeah, that was a classic example of what can happen if you leave the ball in fair territory. Two balls and 2 strikes to Kowalik. We've got another game coming your way from Wilkins Stadium. It's going to be Team Edwards taking on Team Clark. On the ground, this should do it. Filler on the first ball game. So it is an inning win for Team Allo. Everyone on their side will get 10 points for winning the 7th inning. But they would have liked the whole enchilada. They would have liked to win the ball game. They don't. And so the 50 points for winning the game goes to Team Clark. So the leaderboard will be updated once we figure out who the MVPs are. There's still 60 points for MVP 1, 40 for MVP 2, and 20 for MVP 3. But as of right now, your leaderboard looks like this. Jocelyn Allo with a big lead. Even after a loss by her team today, she still leads the second place player, Sydney McKinney, by 170 points.
Yeah, I mean, Allo, just doing exactly what we expect of her. I mean, no disappointment there. I love watching her at bats. Just a professional hitter, and like I said, nothing phases her, and she loves playing this game.
Okay, we will be back here at 9:38 Eastern Time for our second game. Team Edwards taking on Team Clark. Hopefully it'll be something similar to what we saw here. 76 is our final score. Nip and tuck the entire way, but it finally goes the direction of Team Clark. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball continues in a bit. Like to see you back here in Wichita. But for now, for Natasha Watley and Savannah Collins, I'm Eric Collins. We will see you shortly, right after SEC Inside Women's Tournament.